Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. Today, we have an incredible opportunity to take an in-depth look at the 2025 McLaren Artura Spider. As with all of my reviews, I'm going to cover all of the ins and outs and take this thing on a thorough drive. I'll also get plenty of sound clips. Of course, there's a whole lot of stuff to cover, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up and let her run. The McLaren Artura is a high-performance hybrid supercar that feels like nothing else I've driven. It's an engineering tour de force that rewards the senses in a way that few cars are able to match. First introduced in 2021, the Artura expanded McLaren's supercar range with two firsts for the company: its first series production high-performance hybrid and its first use of a V6 engine. It showcased the range of McLaren attributes, including distinctive design, unrivaled performance, dynamic excellence, and engineering innovation. Focusing more than half a century of McLaren's racing and road car experience and expertise to blend groundbreaking technology with the brand's dedication to pure driving engagement, the Artura incorporates the additional benefit of electrification for even faster throttle response, lower emissions, and the possibility to run in pure EV mode in urban environments. The Artura presented McLaren engineers and designers with new opportunities to innovate, chief among these being how to preserve McLaren's super lightweight engineering philosophy when adding hybrid powertrain elements, including an e-motor and high-voltage battery pack. Now, with a convertible Spider introduced simultaneously alongside the new version of the coupe, the 2025 model year Artura elevates the original attributes and innovation of this groundbreaking supercar to another level. More power, more performance with enhancements to suspension, braking, and faster gear shifts, all combining to deliver new heights of driver engagement and excitement. New driver assistance technologies have also been added, with others now being included as standard. The new Artura Spider has a curb weight of only 3,439 pounds, just 136.7 pounds more than the coupe, making it the lightest car in its class. The visual design and architecture of the new Spider make it immediately recognizable as an Artura, despite the integration of the retractable hardtop. It has all of the classic supercar proportions: a long, low, sleek nose, long roofline, very fast windscreen angle, and a very cab-forward stance, coupled with a compact wheelbase, staggered fitment wheels, high fenders and haunches, and a very short rear overhang. The shrink-wrapped sculpted bodywork, signature hammerhead nose, integrated front fender louvers, and headlight air intakes are all familiar yet still striking, as too are the dihedral doors that open close to the body to allow easy ingress and egress in tight parking spaces. Every vent, duct, fold, even the door mirrors have a specific purpose in managing airflow, cooling radiators, optimizing downforce, and enabling onboard technology. The complex technical areas where air enters and exits the Artura, including the front splitter, rear deck mesh, and open rear end, are all dark in color, while the bodywork that guides and controls the flow contrasts in body color. The Artura is available with an optional black pack, which adds gloss black door mirror casings, front fender louvers, rear deck inlets, and satin stealth black exhaust finishers. If you love carbon fiber, you'll want the exterior carbon fiber pack, which includes gloss carbon fiber door mirror casings, front fender louvers, and rear deck inlets. You can also add a gloss black carbon fiber front splitter, diffuser, rear bumper, and rear spoiler. The full LED headlights feature 21 LEDs each and offer adaptive technology that moves the low beam with the steering wheel, helping to illuminate corners at night. The LED rear lights continue the ultra-slim design concept, combining 3 functions into one unit: taillights, brake lights, and indicators. Each rear light blade is made up of only 9 components and a single blade of LEDs, minimizing both component count and overall weight. The twin tailpipes are positioned high within the center of the rear mesh, allowing for a full-width dual-level diffuser, which functions by the expansion of air across its full span, especially at the outboard corners. All new buttresses, which incorporate the rollover structure, are glazed in motorsport-style polycarbonate. They're visibly more sculpted than the coupes and serve to channel air over the tonneau cover. Between the buttresses, there's a heated rear window that can be raised or lowered at the touch of a button, either to optimize comfort with the roof lowered or to allow exhaust sound into the cabin for additional driver engagement when raised. Powertrain cooling vents, including the hot V chimney, are situated further to the rear of the car compared to the coupe, in order to accommodate the retractable hardtop mechanism and tonneau cover. The tonneau cover has a lightweight carbon composite structure. The top itself is a carbon fiber and composite panel, but it can be also configured with an electrochromic glass panel, which can either brighten the cabin or block more than 99% of sunlight at the touch of a button. The retractable hardtop system is actuated in near silence by 8 electric motors, and the action takes about 11 seconds to complete. It's operated by an overhead switch inside the cabin or from the vehicle key when the car is stationary, allowing it to be opened or closed from outside the vehicle. The Artura Spider debuts a new aerothermal cooling system to cool the powertrain that also enables the packaging of the top and reduces air buffeting for occupants. The new aerothermal concept features 4 separate ducting systems and is distinguished from the coupe by 2 rear deck inlets situated on the outer sections of the one-piece aluminum hot-formed upper rear bodywork. These contain both cooling inlets for the powertrain and top storage area, as well as an outlet for hot air. Between these is the powertrain chimney, as well as the inlets and outlets for airflow management. Additionally, the roof shape has been designed to channel air towards the repositioned chimney to accelerate the flow of hot air from the powertrain. Even the windscreen surround has been revised and now incorporates small gurneys finely sculpted to reduce buffeting in the cabin when the roof is retracted. The Artura is currently available in 5 standard colors, plus 2 racing-inspired colors and 16 elite colors. This example is finished in Ventura Orange, which is one of the elite options. An additional 14 colors are also available through McLaren Special Operations, which offers the opportunity for virtually any color to be specified as an MSO bespoke commission. The 2025 Artura Spider has a standard MSRP of $278,800, including transportation and port processing charges. The sky's the limit on options and personalizations. Some of the big ticket options on this example include the Vision Spec, Technology Pack, Forged Wheels, Black Pack, Sports Exhaust, and the Elite Paint. There's other options as well that I'll highlight throughout the video. The total MSRP for this example, including destination, is $325,258. Every new Artura comes standard with a 5-year unlimited mileage vehicle warranty, a 6-year 45,000-mile battery warranty, and a 10-year anti-perforation body warranty. These warranties can be extended. A 3-year service plan is also included, as is a 5-year roadside assistance program. The Artura makes a revolutionary leap. No McLaren monocoque, whether designed for the road or racetrack, has ever had to do more. The carbon fiber structure now additionally provides a safety cell for the battery pack and integrates further crash and load-bearing functionality. Yet it remains incredibly lightweight, weighing just 180.8 pounds, including the battery compartment, aero surfaces, B-pillars, and door hinge fixings. This contributes to the low overall weight of the Artura, despite its 286.6 pounds of hybrid components. At first glance, the MCLA monocoque may appear similar to McLaren's past structures, but the geometry of every surface is new, and it's constructed from 4 new carbon materials, a new resin system, and a new structural core material. The in-house approach ensures McLaren can consistently innovate monocoques to accommodate new technologies or new models, without compromising the qualities that ensure its chassis are the lightest, stiffest, and strongest in their class. The MCLA monocoque is taller around the A and B pillars than previous McLaren monocoques, as it integrates additional strength and load-bearing functionality into the carbon structure, replacing bonded metal parts. The windscreen surround is also carbon fiber. To achieve the requisite battery and fuel tank safety cell, the sides of the monocoque are extended back beyond what would traditionally be seen as the rear bulkhead. This provides a side impact protection for the battery pack and also the fuel tank. Additionally, the high torsional rigidity of the monocoque ensures less compromise for the flexibility of the suspension itself, further enhancing the unique balance between a supple ride and precise handling. The structure also plays a role in aerothermal optimization. Chamfered corners at the trailing edge of the front wheel arches guide airflow out from the arches and along the underside of the doors. The extended outer skin of the doors traps the air in this channel, and it's driven rearwards into intakes that feed the lower portion of the high-temperature radiators. Situated at either end of the carbon fiber monocoque are aluminum subframes that provide the Artura's deformable crash structures. Designed to absorb impacts, the structures can be repaired or replaced easily and very cost-effectively. Cars with a full aluminum or steel chassis use their entire structure to absorb and crumple on impact, causing more damage to the whole structure, often including the passenger cell. The Artura Spider is offered with 4 wheel styles to choose from, all of which measure 19 by 9 inches in the front and 20 by 11 inches in the rear. The standard setup consists of silver-finished 15-spoke cast alloy wheels. The other 3 options are super lightweight forged wheels. The Calibre wheels are offered in a few different finishes, while the Star and Dynamo wheels are offered in 6 finishes. The forged wheels reduce unsprung weight by up to 22 pounds. Shown here are the Calibre forged wheels finished in gloss black. McLaren's tire partner Pirelli has developed 3 bespoke tires designed to maximize the Artura's dynamic characteristics and performance. The tires, 2 35/35s at the front and 2 95/35s at the rear, are all marked MC-C, to indicate they're a Pirelli Cyber tire tailor-made for McLaren. The P0 tire, fitted as standard, features an asymmetric tread pattern that improves braking and enhances handling and control across a wide range of road conditions, with particular focus on wet weather performance. The compound developed for the Artura ensures maximum grip and stability, while the structural integrity of the tire improves steering response. Two optional tires are available. The P0 Corsa tire is designed for use on both road and track and features racing-type compounds and unique tread patterns, achieving higher grip levels as well as improved braking and traction. There's also a P0 Winter tire. The innovative Pirelli Cyber tire system involves each tire having an electronic chip, which generates a stream of high-value data based on the tire's specific conditions that is then relayed to the Artura's control system to deliver the best tire performance. Able to recognize which of the three tire types are fitted, Cyber tire produces accurate real-time monitoring of temperature and pressure and a broader data set than a wheel rim sensor. Additionally, by using a track mode, tire pressure thresholds can be changed on the infotainment display to a performance configuration that further enhances circuit driving enjoyment. The Artura uses the latest generation carbon ceramic brakes and lightweight aluminum calipers from the same family as the system used in the McLaren 600LT and 720S. The carbon ceramic discs measure 15.4 inches at the front and 15 inches at the rear, and working in conjunction with the kinematics of a new rear axle design, deliver superior high-speed braking power and stability. In addition to the discs and forged aluminum calipers, 6-piston front monoblock, 4-piston rear, the Artura adopts a version of the Formula One inspired integrated caliper cooling ducts seen on the 765LT. The technology delivers cooling air to the front calipers and discs, reducing brake pad temperatures during track driving. Black cast aluminum brake calipers with a white printed McLaren logo are standard, with 6 further caliper color choices as options. This example features black calipers with silver machined logos. The Artura features a bespoke brake booster and electrically driven vacuum pump to ensure pedal pressures remain consistent whether the car is running on its internal combustion engine or electric power alone. There is no function to regenerate the battery through the vehicle's braking system, because the engine can provide sufficient charging by itself, and this ensures feel through the brake pedal is entirely consistent. With this setup, the Artura is estimated to stop from 62 miles an hour in as little as 102 feet. The Artura features an all-new, completely redesigned rear suspension. The upper link is a unique wishbone, but what would ordinarily be a lower wishbone has been split into two, becoming a multi-link component. When viewed from above, rather than connecting to the upright through one central joint, it now features two joints that are further apart. At the same time, the tow control arm has been positioned much further forward from the wheel hub than usual, in an extreme location almost at the inner rim of the wheel. By splitting the wishbone and maximizing the distance between the tow control arm and upright, there's a much greater separation between the connecting points. The result is significantly increased toe stiffness on the rear axle. Additionally, the large forged uprights deliver stiffer camber, which allows load to be taken off the suspension links, in turn aiding weight reduction. The lighter, more compact V6 engine and the geometry of the rear aluminum subframe gave McLaren engineers greater freedom in choosing the inboard pickup points for the suspension. The lower link points in particular are much further forward than usual. By aggressively using the kinematics in this way, the weight of the rear suspension was able to be reduced by 5.3 pounds of unsprung mass on each side of the car, benefiting both ride and grip levels. The tow control arm is also located in front of the wheel rather than behind it, moving the weight distribution towards the center of the vehicle. The result is a rear axle that is considerably stiffer around the Z-axis, with stiffness of both camber and toe also significantly increased. This gives greater control under braking and acceleration, with stability improved overall across the board and enhanced grip levels during cornering. The front suspension, which features dual aluminum wishbones, is similar to the system developed for the McLaren 600 LT. This combination of lightweight uprights and double wishbones delivers enhanced steering and precise vehicle reactions, with faster responses to driver inputs and heightened feel. Grip is enhanced by continuously variable twin-valve hydraulic dampers that feature individual compression and rebound characteristics. Single stiffness springs and mechanical anti-roll bars are used in combination with the new McLaren Proactive Damping 2 system. It uses inputs from sensors to read the road rather than reacting to camera-based information. Feedback from 4-wheel accelerometers, 3 body accelerometers, and 2 pressure sensors per damper, as well as multiple sensors that measure steering angle, vehicle speed, yaw rate, and lateral acceleration, is processed in less than 2 milliseconds to ensure the vehicle state is optimized for outstanding levels of control. As acceleration, braking, and cornering continually alter and the road surface constantly changes, Proactive Damping Control 2 interprets data and uses its digital models to predict the perfect damping response. The regulation of the body's movement is tailored for occupant comfort, but the vertical load and contact patch variation is optimized to enhance grip levels by ensuring each tire remains more consistently in touch with the road surface. The Artura's engineering credentials are guaranteed to excite anyone who values incredible driving dynamics. The only supercar in its class to offer the combined attractions of super lightweight carbon fiber construction, a mid-engine rear-wheel drive configuration, the purity of electro-hydraulic steering, the instant torque of an e-motor, and the advanced handling benefits of an e-differential. The Artura has been designed to be engaging and a delight in a way that only a McLaren can. Chassis settings can be adjusted electronically with 3 handling modes: Comfort, Sport, and Track. Accessed via the rocker switch on the left side of the instrument cluster, each setting has its own distinct set of parameters for the dampers. For example, a compliant ride for urban driving when in comfort mode, or enhanced dynamic response through tighter damper control when in track. The settings for the e-diff are also altered as the driver cycles through the comfort, sport, and track settings. More experienced drivers can utilize the expertise of the electronic stability control system where conditions allow. The ESC on, ESC dynamic, and ESC off settings are distinct from the handling and powertrain modes, offering the driver full control over the level of vehicle intervention available. Along with throttle response, steering feel is the most immediate and pure connection between car and driver, and the most tactile way to maximize driver engagement. McLaren has always favored electro-hydraulic assistance over a fully electric steering setup, and has maintained this with the Artura, to best deliver the immediacy, on-center feel, and detailed feedback for the driver. The Artura also features a new steering column, a fundamentally different design concept that enhances modal stiffness. The column is mounted directly on a super stiff cross-car beam behind the dash. There's also a bespoke torsion bar in the steering rack to create a more nimble and agile dynamic experience, with a greater weight buildup away from center and a more natural and unassisted feel. The clean steering wheel is free of buttons and controls, aside from the sculpted gearshift paddles which move with the steering wheel for optimal driver ergonomics. The driver display binnacle moves with the column when adjusted for tilt or reach to ensure all driving information is always within the driver's eye line. The screen display of the binnacle focuses on key information to minimize driver distraction. There's even a stealth mode that hides non-essential content and reduces distractions. The Artura's hybrid powertrain combines an all-new twin-turbocharged 6-cylinder gas engine with an industry-leading axial flux electric motor integrated within an all-new 8-speed dual-clutch transmission and a lithium-ion battery pack. The powertrain's combined output is 690 horsepower and 531 pound-feet of torque, with the torque of the E-motor ensuring instant throttle response. Straight line acceleration of 0 to 62 miles an hour is achieved in 3 seconds, and 0 to 186 miles per hour is achieved in 21.5 seconds. Top speed is electronically limited to 205 miles per hour. The Artura is claimed to be the cleanest and most efficient McLaren road car ever, returning a miles per gallon equivalent rating of 45 when using a combination of electricity and gasoline. On top of that, being a plug-in hybrid, the Artura is capable of driving up to 21 miles on battery power alone, which is well suited for most urban journeys. When running on gasoline only, the Artura is rated at 19 miles per gallon. Premium fuel is required and the tank capacity is 19 gallons. The powertrain offers 4 modes via the rocker switch on the right side of the instrument binnacle. In comfort mode, the engine runs in tandem with the E-motor with maximum assistance for fuel saving. In sport mode, the E-motor provides torque infill at lower revs while the engine targets maximum performance. Track mode delivers the same blend of hybridized power with transmission software delivering faster shifts. The all-new M630 twin-turbocharged 3-liter V6 engine generates 577 horsepower and 431 pound-feet of torque by itself. It produces more power per liter than any McLaren engine except for the 4-liter V8 used by the McLaren Elva and Senna. Mounted longitudinally and driving the rear wheels, the engine is a dry sump V6 with an 84mm bore and 90mm stroke. Valve timing is continuously variable. Peak power is produced at 7,500 RPM with a red line as high as 8,500 RPM. Peak torque is generated between 2,250 and 7,000 RPM. High-pressure gasoline direct injection ensures precise fueling for increased power and reduced emissions, with 1 central injector per cylinder, while gasoline particulate filters and catalytic converters ensure all legislative requirements are met. The engine employs a 120-degree hot V layout. This configuration allows shared crank pins, enabling a very short and stiff crankshaft appropriate for high-power, high-revving engines. The wide angle brings advantages that include a lower center of gravity and the creation of a cavity within the V to house the twin turbochargers. This is one of the factors that makes the engine 8.7 inches narrower than McLaren's twin-turbocharged 4-liter V8. At just 352.7 pounds, it weighs 110.2 pounds less than the V8. The hot V configuration enables short, equal-length exhaust runners feeding the turbos, allowing faster spooling with very close coupled catalysts feeding straight to the rear with minimal pressure drops. Combined with electronically actuated wastegates that can instantly adjust position regardless of system pressure, turbo lag and response time are minimized. This, together with the power of the E-motor, gives the Artura extremely rapid throttle response. The engine block, cylinder heads, and pistons are all aluminum. The block has directly coated parent bores rather than separate coated liners, which allows the engine to be significantly shorter. The cylinder head and block utilize 3D printed cores, a technology more typically used in Formula One than road cars, allowing uncompromised precision cooling. For example, a micro-compact 2mm cooling passage between the cylinders. For 2025, the soundtrack of the engine has been enhanced with a revised valved exhaust system incorporating a tuned resonator and upward conical shape to the tailpipes to further refine the engine note at the middle and high points of the rev range, providing a cleaner sound. This example, though, is equipped with the optional sports exhaust system, which offers an enhanced, clearer tone overall and even greater driver engagement through an exhaust symposer that channels authentic sound waves from the tailpipe into the cabin. The Artura has a completely new and technically advanced 8-speed seamless shift dual-clutch transmission. Designed to integrate the e-motor yet still be very compact, the technically advanced transmission offers high performance and significantly improved CO2 figures. Despite an extra gear over the 7-speed transmission on McLaren V8 powered cars, the length of the gear cluster has been reduced by 1.7 inches, helped by the use of a nested clutch rather than a parallel clutch. The transmission acts to transfer torque from both the e-motor and the V6 engine. The use of 8 gears allows the ratios to be more closely stacked, giving lightning-fast gear shifts. The e-motor's torque can also be utilized during gear shifts, particularly those at low vehicle speeds and low engine RPMs, to smooth the transition from one ratio to the next. The 8th ratio is used as an overdrive to improve consumption characteristics on the highway. The Artura is the first McLaren to have an electronically controlled differential. Smaller and lighter than a mechanical locking differential, the e-diff is integrated into the transmission, optimizing packaging and weight. The adoption of an e-diff brings the enhanced levels of control required to manage torque moving across the rear axle of the Artura, with the immediacy needed to respond to the instant delivery by the e-motor. McLaren states that a mechanical differential would not have been able to react with sufficient speed or precision to ensure the behavior of the car is always proportional to throttle inputs. The calibration and tuning of the e-diff encompasses values including corner radius, vehicle speed, damping characteristics, and torque split across the differential. This in turn allows levels of understeer and oversteer to be precisely calculated and controlled, constantly fine-tuning the car's agility, stability, attitude to benefit a driver drifting the car on a track or controlling yaw gain with the throttle. The Artura also features McLaren's innovative variable drift control, which allows the driver to adjust the level of traction control assistance and therefore the amount of oversteer using a slider control on the central infotainment screen. The Artura's e-motor is truly groundbreaking, being the first application of an axial flux motor in a series production road vehicle. Most e-motors in the automotive world use radial flux technology where magnets are positioned around a rotor. An axial flux motor features a stator sandwiched between 2 rotor hubs and is able to deliver exceptionally high power and torque density while also being smaller and lighter. The Artura's e-motor weighs just 34 pounds, including the transmission interface, which is less than half the weight of the radial flux e-motor in the McLaren P1. It generates 94 horsepower, which is 33% higher in terms of power density than the P1's unit, and a maximum torque of 166 pound-feet. The e-motor is capable, in conjunction with the battery pack, of propelling the Artura in pure EV mode for up to 21 miles and to a maximum speed of 81 miles per hour. The compact size of the e-motor allows it to fit neatly inside the bell housing of the transmission. By packaging the e-motor this way, its power and torque are transferred directly to the main transmission shaft, improving response. The e-motor also fulfills the role of a reverse gear by spinning backwards when required, meaning there is no need for a reverse gear in the transmission. Whereas both the McLaren P1 and the Speedtail have quote-unquote power batteries akin to those found in motorsport, the Artura features a quote-unquote energy battery that enables both impressive acceleration performance and the modest all-electric range. Usable battery energy is 7.4 kilowatt-hour. It's also located as low as possible in the vehicle, benefiting the Artura's center of gravity. From the battery pack, a high-voltage DC supply runs to the integrated power unit at the front of the car. It's a combined DC-DC converter, onboard charger, and front power distribution unit, and the sharing of power electronics in this unit reduces weight. The DC-DC converter changes the high-voltage DC current from the battery to low-voltage DC current that is used for the vehicle's 12-volt system. The electronics also convert AC taken from the plug-in vehicle charger to the DC that charges the battery. Drivers can maintain a charge in the battery pack through the use of the engine, including via a set to 100% function that prioritizes using the engine to recharge it, for instance, ahead of entering an urban area. A charge from 0 to 80% takes about 2.5 hours. The batteries can also harvest power from the engine, with the driver able to influence this behavior from the cockpit. The battery is actually never allowed to completely discharge, thanks to a number of power reserve functions. These include a reserve to crank the engine on vehicle startup, a reserve to power reverse gear, and a reserve for when the car remains parked for extended periods of time. The power distribution unit located inside the battery gives its distribution to the state-of-the-art super lightweight motor control unit, which converts the high-voltage DC current of the battery to the AC current that the e-motor needs under acceleration. As further evidence of the pace of development at McLaren, the motor control unit weighs 68% less than the equivalent unit in the McLaren P1. The cabin of the Artura Spider retains the purposeful, driver-focused design of the coupe. The environment blends revolutionary ergonomics, technology, design, and refinement. The level of quality put into this car is impressive, to say the least. From the way the materials feel to the overall solidity of everything, you can immediately tell once climbing in that you're seated in something special. An increased feeling of space is created by all surfaces being as far outwards as possible in order to maximize the interior volume, and the materials used throughout, from leathers to machined switchgear, create a technical and contemporary ambiance. The interior design has been driven by the same principles of purity, technical sculpture, and functional aspects of the exterior. The upper dash rises up to meet the wide and deep windshield, which is bordered by a carbon fiber structure that allowed for super slim A-pillars. The dash seems to almost float, creating a sense of calm focus with no visual interruptions in the driver's eye line and complementing the impressive forward visibility. Every McLaren cockpit is built around the driver. By mounting the digital instrument cluster to the steering column, it moves in conjunction with the steering wheel. As you adjust the column to your preferred position, perfect visibility of the instrumentation is maintained, and better still, the rocker switches for the powertrain and handling modes are at your fingertips, being mounted on either side of the binnacle. There are no controls on the steering wheel, a clear signal that its sole function is to steer the car and provide feedback to the driver. Additional key controls such as the drive, neutral, reverse switches are within close reach. This example features the optional 10-way adjustable heated sport seats with memory function and comfort entry-exit. Despite the stiffer design versus what I'm used to, I was impressed by how comfortable these seats actually were. They offer excellent support and keep you hugged in all the right places. The standard Club Sport seats are more like a traditional racing bucket, single shell design. Because of this, they shed about 21 pounds over the comfort seats. They also offer an innovative method of adjustment. The driver sets their relationship to the pedals with the fore and aft adjustment, and then uses a singular control that tilts the whole shell elliptically around the same H point to achieve the perfect driving position. This adjustment enables a swift transition between an upright vehicle maneuvering position and a lower driver-focused one, and removes the need for driver or passenger to alter their seat incrementally using multiple controls. The Club Sport seats are offered with the addition of lumbar adjustment, which is pretty cool. The Club Sport seats are also compatible with an optional MSO-defined harness bar and MSO-defined 6-point harnesses. The Artura Spider is offered with 4 interior trims: Standard, Performance, Tech Lux, and Vision. As with any McLaren, further personalization is available through McLaren Special Operations, which makes almost anything possible. In the standard trim, the Club Sport seats are finished in lightweight Alcantara, along with the dashboard, headlining, central armrest, and door armrests, ensuring that all primary surfaces feature highly aesthetic finishes in a tactile and technical material. Decorative elements around the window switch surrounds, center tunnel, instrument binnacle, and cast aluminum gearshift paddles are finished in satin black. The central infotainment screen and overhead console have dark titanium finish. The Performance, Tech Lux, and Vision trims feature either Alcantara or supple Nappa leather on almost every surface, with an extended Nappa leather specification covering the whole cabin, including the doors, rear parcel shelf, central tunnel, and lower dashboard. The ambiance is sporty, functional, aesthetic, and luxurious, with unique stitching and contrasting color accents throughout. This example has the Vision specification, which is further divided by 2 interior color options: Dove Gray and Jet Black with Flux Green accents, or Jet Black and Carbon Black with McLaren Vision Orange accents. Additional gloss black and carbon fiber interior trim packs are available to dress up the interior to your liking. The seat belts are offered in 4 colors, including McLaren Orange. The steering wheel is available wrapped in leather or Alcantara, while the steering wheel can be finished with either a brushed metal clasp with complementing gear shift paddles or the same bits in carbon fiber. A carbon fiber portion can even be added above the 10 and 2 position of the steering wheel. The sill finishers can be had wrapped with an embossed McLaren logo or in carbon fiber. The jet black floor mats can be had with a black accent or a vision orange accent. Even the padded armrest can be had with an embossed McLaren speed mark. With all controls centered on the binnacle, the vertically mounted 8-inch high-resolution central infotainment screen has the center of the dash virtually to itself. As the primary hub for vehicle convenience, comfort, and connectivity functions, the screen displays audio, media, navigation, and other convenience features, with all key applications just a tap or two away in the same style of operation as a smartphone. The Artura's electrically driven heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system also brings multiple refinement advantages. It's able to heat or cool quicker, and it's also more controllable than a mechanically driven system, incorporating things like cabin preconditioning. Dual-zone climate control and air conditioning are standard, with the system allowing fully automatic and independent settings for both the driver and passenger. The climate control function always remains visible at the bottom of the screen, enabling optimum usability at all times. The new infotainment system uses an Android-based platform that allows for continual advancement and additions. The system works through a series of apps just like a smartphone. Multiple applications can be run simultaneously and scrolled through on an app list or activated using voice control. As with all McLaren models, the touchscreen is mounted in portrait rather than landscape. This reduces the width of the screen, enabling vehicle occupants to be positioned closer together while still enjoying generous space. Bringing them closer to the center of the car also helps further optimize the Artura's response and agility. The Artura comes standard with a 5-speaker audio system, Bluetooth telephone, and a satellite navigation system that includes turn-by-turn instructions, a simplified map that can be displayed in the digital instrument cluster, and a full map within the central infotainment screen. Some of the standard features include FM radio, Bluetooth streaming, satellite radio, and USB fast charge connectivity. Support for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is also included. Familiar McLaren apps such as McLaren Track Telemetry, which now features a preloaded track database, and variable drift control, which I touched on earlier. A world-class Bowers & Wilkins audio system is available. Specifically designed around the Artura's cabin architecture and acoustics, it includes quantum logic surround technology to accurately identify and redistribute audio streams, dynamic EQ processing to more accurately adjust for external sounds, and clarify for real-time restoration of low-quality audio signals. The 12-speaker system incorporates continuum cones for better damping and response than Kevlar, with a dual subwoofer integrated into the front of the Artura's carbon fiber monocoque to provide an extremely stable location from which to deliver undistorted bass. Further features of the technology pack include wireless smartphone charging and 360-degree park assist. A practicality pack includes power folding heated door mirrors with dip and reverse functionality, home link, and soft close doors. An optional driver-controlled vehicle lift system raises the nose of the car, for instance over speed bumps or when entering or exiting car parks. The Artura also features a Bluetooth low-energy vehicle key, which detects when the driver is heading towards the vehicle and powers up the systems to welcome occupants. This includes ambient, hidden until lit lighting in the doors, which also act as puddle lamps. Hidden until lit ambient lighting adds a further touch of elegance to the Performance, Tech Lux, and Vision trims. The innovative technology features subtle chrome trim highlights around the door cars that are cold to the touch and appear to be solid metal. When the car is started, a distinct lighting pattern becomes visible within them, creating a subtle and soft glow across the cabin in addition to the footwells. There's 12 ambient lighting schemes to choose from. The Artura is the first McLaren to offer advanced driver assistance systems. The suite includes intelligent adaptive cruise control with stop and go, road sign recognition, lane departure warning, and high beam assist. With the optional driving assist pack, you get blind spot monitoring, intelligent adaptive cruise control with switchable follow mode, and rear cross traffic detection. As far as airbags, the Artura includes dual-stage driver and front passenger front, dual-stage door-mounted side, and driver and passenger knee airbags. With over-the-air updates, when connected via Wi-Fi, either at home or via a hotspot, the vehicle is able to download new software when it becomes available. Updates related to vehicle safety will still require a visit to a McLaren retailer, but over-the-air updates mean greater convenience and the ability to instantly enjoy the benefits of newly downloaded functionality. The Artura's new electrical architecture includes new cybersecurity protocols with enhanced algorithms, plus integrated stolen vehicle tracking within the telematics system, and eCall, which can dial emergency or recovery services in the event of an accident or breakdown. The only real storage offered in the Artura, aside from a handful of interior cubbies, is the front trunk. It can be opened by a button on the dash or with the key fob. It's a modest amount of space, just 5.65 cubic feet worth, but it's wide and deep, good enough for taking a weekend trip. Across the cowl panel, you have easy access to the brake and windshield washer fluid reservoirs, as well as the windshield wiper. Inside the trunk, which is lined in carpet, there's a panel that houses a 12-volt power outlet, an LED light, and a safety release button that opens the trunk from within. On the left side, there's straps for holding an available fire extinguisher and first aid kit. The 12-volt battery is located behind the center trunk panel. While not shown on this example, you can opt for a McLaren track record plaque that mounts in the trunk. The plaque celebrates McLaren's legacy on the racetrack. It's made from titanium and was directly inspired by the concept first seen in the legendary McLaren F1 road car, honoring McLaren's most defined championships and race wins throughout history and the iconic cars that achieved them. Well everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a like down below because it really helps the videos a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing that too and make sure those notifications are on. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.